Hey there, welcome to Cliffy Land. This is Cliffy Land, the global cooking adventure. Tonight we are continuing with our 4-week mission to cover those UN states that we did not get to earlier when we were cooking the Global Cooking Challenge. And tonight we are cooking Palestine. Tonight we're going to be doing one dish, Musakhan, which is a Palestinian dish which involves chicken in sumac on a taboon bread, a crispy flatbread. So we're going to get started by making that flatbread first, and later on you're going to see the live stream of how everything else went. So first we're going to mix in 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And here's 2. And to that we're going to add half a cup of whole wheat flour, 2 tablespoons of yeast. There's 1, and there's 2. 1 tablespoon of sugar, and now we're going to whisk it well. Then slowly we're going to add up to about 1.5 cups of water until we have a sticky dough. And so now we're going to knead this for a while. So now we've kneaded it, and it's a very, very sticky dough. But we're going to cover that and put it in the oven for about an hour. The oven's turned off, by the way. I just want a warm place in the house, and it's kind of cold in here. So we've just finished our prep. Let's see what we've got. And welcome to Cliffy Land, a global cooking adventure. Tonight for night 2 of Palestine, as we take care of 4 countries that were not United Nations member states that did not make it into the Global Cooking Challenge, available at cliffyland.com. Again, at Cliffyland, we learn to cook by cooking the food of a different country in alphabetical order, 1 country a week, from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe. We will be starting again with Afghanistan in April. Hello, good evening. And hi, Dad. And we are mopping up 4 of these countries that did not make it into the list before we take some time off and come back again in September to start all over with Afghanistan. Tonight is night 2 of Palestine, and we are making a Musakhan, which is a sumac chicken with sautéed onions. And remember, you can find us at YouTube. Search for us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and Tumblr. Hello there, greetings. So we are simulcasting on Busker and Periscope for the Busker people. Musakhan, yes indeed. And hi there, this is me, and let me get the Busker people set up here. Sorry about the lens flare. Yes, I know, I am live right now. And where did you go? Are we still there? Okay, good. Okay, sorry about the lens flare on that. Okay, so now, Periscope people, hey there, flipping around. Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's okay, good, thank you. Okay, so again, this is me, I'm Cliffy. This is Cliffy Land, and we are making a Musakhan. Now, for the Musakhan, we need a flatbread. Hola! And we are going to, we've had the dough warming in the turned off oven and then on top of the stove. Hey there, thanks for the like. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the dough balls to make the flatbread now. So Periscope people are going up on the fridge, so you can get a bird's eye view here. So, sorry about that. You'll be looking down in a moment, but not right yet. Okay, here we go. Up you go, oopsie daisy. Okay. There's your bird's eye view for now. I apologize in advance to Periscope people. I'm not going to be able to see your comments, so I'm apologizing in advance for that. But once we get off of this part, I'll be able to see what you're saying. Meanwhile, I'll be looking over here, and we're starting with our dough. Now we have the dough, which was 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour. Then we had how much yeast and sugar? We had 2 tablespoons of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar. We made that into a dough. We kneaded it into very, 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 very sticky dough. And then it's been in the sitting on the stove on top, you know, staying warm for an hour, and I'm a little nervous here because dough always freaks me out. If you've ever seen me before, you'll know that it does drive me nuts. How long did you need it? Probably not long enough. It was very, very sticky. And that is the broiler the oven being ready at 550. So, ooh, this may not work. This may not work. Maybe I didn't need it enough. It seemed very strange, but this, I have a backup plan in case this doesn't work, okay? Because this is seeming not right. So I'm gonna just try to make 3 balls of it, and just for the heck of it. Can you knead it a bit more? It is just, it said a sticky dough, and I followed it more flour, yeah. The idea was to put flour, this is whole wheat flour, on it. I really hate dealing with dough. I really do. I do. You know, I may just bag this. I may bag this. I have a backup plan. I have a backup plan for this because I didn't know if this is going to work. That's why I didn't do this on the stream. Yeah, because that is just not going to work. Not going to work. No. I'm just, no. There's no way. So I have a crispy pita that might work for this. That's what the dish is going to sit on right now. So I'm going to call this one... I was afraid that might happen, but you know, that's why I didn't do it on camera. So we have our backup plan. We're going to stick to that. Clean my hands off. I will show you the crispy pita in a moment. Very sticky. Before I had gone to the store, to the Middle Eastern store, and asked to buy the tabbouleh bread, and I did wind up with this. They did not know what it was. They asked what country you're from, and I was like, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm making something that is Palestinian. So I have crispy pita that I'm going to wind up putting this on. So that was my backup plan. I got it, I'm going to use it, and that's the way that's going to be. So I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to move on to the chicken. And for that, I am going to move you where I can see your comments. So, excuse me. Pardon my reach. Hold on. One last thing you have to do. Yes. We'll talk about the embarrassing moments on the stream later. Backups are good. Yes. Well, like this is just an experiment, me trying to do that bread, and it did seem kind of odd to me, if I'm being honest, the instructions. So I figured, you know, I'm gonna try it, but something seemed wrong. So there you have it. So what we have here is the chicken. It's one whole chicken that we cut into pieces, and with that we have a teaspoon of sumac. This is the key ingredient here, which is going to be the sumac. And so we're going to put the sumac on the chicken, then we're going to knead it together, and we're going to have to wash our hands a whole lot. We have 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder. I apologize to the busker people that you can't get a good view right now, but I will try to move you closer so you can see. There you go. Okay. Do you post the directions on the? Yes. The links to everything will be on the blog tomorrow, for what we did on Sunday as well as today. So links to the recipes, pictures of everything will all be up there. And once we start the adventure whole hog in, oh, pardon the term, in September, we will be posting short form videos that have everything on there as well. So here we go. Gonna wash our hands a whole lot, but we're getting this all covered. Like I said, we cut this into pieces earlier. And I'm gonna have to add a pinch of salt to this also, which I should have thought of before I put my hands in this. Okay, one moment while I take care of that. Okay, and we're gonna add a pinch of salt. Probably more than a pinch. To it as well. And then we are going to move to the stove. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a lowdown on what the other ingredients are that we have. So again, this is the chicken, which we've just rubbed in sumac, cardamom powder, salt, and black pepper. Okay, one more wash hands. Regarding embarrassments on here, it's kind of funny. I saw on YouTube that my most shared video was kind of an unusual one, and then I realized why. It's because it had the biggest fail of all in there. So, funny. So let's move you over to the stove, where you can see the next part of this. You know what? I also realized I don't need the stove on so high because I'm not baking that stuff in there. Okay, so we're going to be doing two things here. We're going to be cooking the onions, and we're going to be cooking the chicken over here in the cast iron skillet. So wish me luck. Yeah, I know that. That in case you're wondering, it was the dinner for Sao Tome and Principe. The dinner itself wound up being really good. And so what we ate was great. Also had a bonus thing, which wasn't specifically for Sao Tome and Principe, which also was spectacular, but it also had one of these things like just now, where I did it as just a test to see, you know, why not? And it was like the world's epic disaster. So, you know, now you know. Okay, so in our cast iron skillet, we're heating this up to medium heat, and we're going to add some olive oil here. And this is the last of the olive oil on this sucker, so I just bought more. Okay. And we bought more olive oil just for this. There's, it would be helpful if I opened that up, wouldn't it? Okay. One more time. And big splashy. Okay. So we're going to heat up the cast iron here with the olive oil, and then while that cooks, while that heats up, we're going to put into this here, this is 2.3 pounds of chopped onions, and we chop them not too finely. And I'm putting them all in here first. You may be wondering why I'm doing that. You'll see in a moment. So we have all those onions in there. And now we're going to cover it with 2 whole cups of olive oil. And hopefully that's going to be enough, because that's a lot of olive oil. And let me get another spatula or spoon for you. So now here we're going to cook these on about a medium heat. And that's going to be in there for about 20 to 30 minutes. And while this is heated up some, we're going to attempt to put the chicken down. You know, in this in-between time that takes all this to cook, I was going to be taking care of the breads, but now I don't have that to deal with. So if you have any questions, as soon as this thing gets going, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer them while this cooks. So we're putting these skin side down on the cast iron skillet, and that's going to be for about, again, 20 to 30 minutes. There's a number of different ways to do this dish. You'll find that it can be done with boneless chicken, even though normally it's eaten with the hands, with the bones and everything. Also, sometimes you'll find it with a poached chicken, where the chicken will be boiled for a certain amount of time. I even saw a recipe that involved the onions cut 3 different ways. Minced to be going in this part, which would be in that case poached, and then other ones that were sliced, which would wind up on, well, there's skin on both sides there, which would be on the in the poaching water. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for about, again, 20 to 30 minutes. What's going to happen is once that these onions have gotten all soft and translucent, they will be drained, which, and we're going to reserve that oil for later. That's why I need my handy colander. So, like I said, I was going to be making the bread, and that was a dud. If you're just tuning in, we had a kind of a fail here with the dough. What heat is on for the chicken? How are you cooking it? Okay, this one's going to be fried. It's going to be seared for about 20 to 30 minutes on one side, and then we're going to turn the heat down and cook it on the other side until it is ready. And over here on the onions, we are doing that on a relatively low heat once I've got it up. So this is an electric stove, which is kind of crappy. So I wish I had a gas stove, which would be kind of more clear as to what was going on. Well, who's singing in the background? We have Palestinian music. Thanks for asking. I will tell you what it is in a moment. I do have to keep talking, though, otherwise the copyright gods jump up and down. This is Marmar Zaani. The artist is Anatolia, and the album is Lost Songs of Palestine. Greetings, I wish I read Russian. I just know Do Svidaniya. That's about as far as I go. So again, this dish, the sumac, is going to be here, and also we have separately more sumac. We have 2 tablespoons of the sumac and another quarter teaspoon of cardamom. Follow me, okay? And a black pepper. Yes, indeed. And once the onions are cooked, they're going to be drained, and they're going to be dressed in those spices. And I'm going to get the splatter screen here so I don't get too injured while that does its thing. Not quite the same size as the cast iron. Okay, so that's going to wind up in there, and then in the stove is going to be preheated to 382. This is recipe is a combination of Fahrenheit and Celsius. So 382 Fahrenheit. We're going to wind up with 3 layers. One layer is going to be that skinless. No, it's actually skin on. We have the skin trying to get it crispy. That's why one reason it's just kind of sitting there without me touching it. And it's very difficult for me to do that, to me to resist doing something to that chicken. Can see too much. Que rico. Yes, well, we are hoping so. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my thermometer. Thermometer. Hold on. Looking away. Okay, we've got our thermometer. No, I'm sorry, I do not understand Russian. But we are going to make sure that the chicken is cooked when it is 170 degrees at the thickest part. I can't make cereal without messing up. That was me. And so in case you're new to this whole thing, I started the process 4 years ago in September. Viva la Palestine, indeed. I myself could not cook at all. I could not boil water. I set fire to boiling water. I almost died. Viva la chicken. Cluck, cluck. And even though that one's not so living. What is it? Looks really good. We are making a Musakhan, sorry, which is a Palestinian Sumac Chicken with sautéed onions. So we're sautéing the onions here, and we're frying the chicken. And then it's going to wind up with, on the parchment paper that we have back over there. And then in lieu of the bread, which did not work out for me, we are using this crunchy pita at the bottom. Then it's going to be dressed with olive oil, which I need the brush for. I didn't think your story is wonderful. One who sees couldn't cook the world foresee. I need to burn things when I pay attention. Yeah, just keep failing. Don't be afraid to fail. You just saw me fail moments ago. You learn by making mistakes. I was really scared to make mistakes, which is one reason I didn't. Story being that 30 years ago, I didn't have the basics of food, and I almost died because I sort of poisoned myself without knowing. So that's why I didn't cook for many, many years, and I wound up blogging a TV show about cooking, which was kind of stupid since I didn't know how to cook. But one of the people on the TV show, I talked to them, and they said, just basically, do it. Just do it. Don't be afraid. Look up online how to roast a chicken, whatever. Just do it. And I did. And then I found a dish from Afghanistan in a book that I thought was interesting. I looked up the recipe and I made it. And that led me to start cooking a dish, indeed, from a different country in alphabetical order, one country a week, and posting it on my blog at Cliffyland. And here's the plug again. Just go to cliffyland.com. And you can see everything that happened from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, which we just reached a little while ago. To celebrate having finished all 193 United Nations member states, I cooked the food of my people. Thank you very much. What are you cooking? It's called Musakhan, which is a Palestinian Sumac Chicken with sautéed onions. These are the onions, that's the chicken. Thank you for the hearts. So I decided to start doing that. I did it on the blog. We are on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Pinterest. Musakhan. Yes. Musakhan. Yummy. Yeah, this is sort of like the Palestinian national dish, or sort of one of them. The Palestinians claim it. The Jordanians say, hey, we did it too. And this, yes, but the Palestinians say, no, this is our dish. We did this. So the sumac, probably bad spelling. Show your face. Well, it's kind of hard from here. Hi. We are face forward on Busker right now. Assalamu alaikum. So we are again sautéing these, and I apologize. This is kind of static for this period of time. I would have been doing the bread. Oh dear, oh, is that spelling in Arabic? I do not know. I neither read Arabic as well. So we did the food of my people, Puerto Rico, and now we are in a 4-week period, billion. It's gone now, never mind. It's okay. In a 4-week period, we're covering the countries that are not United Nations member states. That old. And the 4 countries that are not United Nations member states, which when people say how many countries are there in the world, you get a different answer every time. Because there are 193 United Nations member states, but after that, there are 2 observer states, one being Palestine and one being Vatican City. There are also 2 other countries which are sort of in that, it's complicated situation. The one we did last week, which was Kosovo, are you popular? I don't know. I can't answer that question. So the other 2 are Taiwan, which because of the one China vision of the Communist China does not recognize Taiwan as being a separate entity, and that's a very complicated situation. You can look that up online yourself. We'll talk more about that next week when we cook Taiwan. But we are doing Palestine right now. So again, there's 4 countries that are in between phase. Kosovo, which we did last week, and again, that's up on the blog already at cliffyland.com, and on YouTube you can see what went on with that. And then this week, Palestine. We did a upside down dish on Sunday, which was a ground lamb, tomatoes, and eggplant, sort of upside down as a casserole dish. That's the other sort of national dish of Palestine. So, but we're sitting here just sautéing onions, and I'm sitting here letting that get crispy on the skin of the chicken over there. Food is always good to experience some of the food you don't get there. Indeed. It has been something of a challenge, finding the recipes, trying to get things that are authentic and that I can pull off. Cooking for 2 people. Sometimes I've had parties and we've cooked for more, but generally it's been just the 2 of us and lots of leftovers. I learned to accept leftovers as a natural course of things. So, because we're not eating all of this tonight, obviously. But this is going to go onto the flatbread. If you live in Florida, you should pretty much have everything available to you. Yeah, we're lucky that it is available. It's just not necessarily close. Oftentimes it will involve, like hours of driving back and forth to the international market. The Middle Eastern market was about half an hour away, and they were not Palestinian people running that, so they did not know about the taboon bread. I said, I am looking for taboon bread, and they said, that does not exist. And I said, yes it does, I did not make it up. Here, let me show you. And they said, oh, where are you from? And I said, I'm Puerto Rican, but I'm doing a Palestinian dish. I've done the food of every country, and this week is Palestine. So, I tried to do the recipe, did not work out too well for me, if you saw earlier. So, I'm going to wait until it's 10 minutes in there before even trying to flip that. I'm guessing that's an emoji that did not come through. Oh well. So, that's where we're at. So once we do Taiwan, and then we're going to do Vatican City, thumbs up. Oh, okay. Is that this way? Like. And, so we're doing Taiwan next week. We're doing Vatican City. I know there's the what the heck are you possibly going to do for Vatican City. And I am assuming I'm going to be doing a Roman dish. Maybe with some Swiss something, since the Swiss guards. But then we're going to take 2 weeks off, and then we're going to come back and start over again with Afghanistan. We'll be doing 1 night a week per country when we work our way through again, and those will be Tuesday nights. So Tuesday nights, like tonight, we will be starting from Afghanistan, doing Afghanistan, Albania, Algeria, Andorra, etc., Angola. I was just thinking, what do they eat in Vatican City? Yes. That is, it's been kind of the gag since I started this. People saying, what are you going to cook for Vatican City? Communion wafers? And I said, well, I don't really know. Other people who have attempted a similar thing wound up making a Roman dish. Hurry and get... I did Puerto Rico. I did it 2 weeks ago. Check it out on the blog. I did 3 whole nights. We had the family over. It was spectacular. I made mofongo. I made arroz con gandules, arroz atapao con gandules. I made ropa vieja, and I made piñón, which is a Puerto Rican sort of a lasagna. I missed it. Look at the replay. Yes, it's on the replay here. It's also on our YouTube channel and at the blog with pictures. So again, that's cliffyland.com. So we are 10 minutes here on this, so let's see what's happened with the chicken. Wish me luck. I'm gonna need it. Hold on, I maybe need to move this. Okay. And here we go. Okay, so we have the skin side down. We wanted to get good and crispy. Exactly, cliffyland.com. Right there. Just add a .com at the end. .com. So, Where's the tong tong tong? Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Are you golden and crispy? Or are you not? I'm not looking up. I'm sorry if I missed a comment here. Trying to keep my face from burning off. I'm going to give it another 4 minutes. I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Because every time I've tried to do this before, I've sort of given up too early. And then it hasn't been right. I want crispy, crispy skin on that chicken. Meanwhile, over here, we have our onion sautéing for our Musakhan. That's one word, M-U-S-A-K-H-A-N, Musakhan. So sautéing the onions. I'm sorry it's kind of static, but thank you for entertaining me with your questions. But like I said, we're going to take 2 weeks off. We're going to be doing, when we come back, we're going to be doing one country a week, starting with Afghanistan on September 18th. I believe that's September 18th. I could be wrong on that date, but but we'll start with Afghanistan. Then on any, not trying to tell you how to run your show, but for crispy skin, you need some kind of coating. Not necessarily. If it's hot enough, it can get crispy. That's just kind of how it works. Basically, you're burning it. This has happened before. So you don't want it too gummy, is the goal. Then it's going to wind up in layers with this at the bottom. It's going to be covered with the some olive oil, and then the onions and the chicken. And then it's going to go in the oven for about 10 minutes at the end. And then it's going to be dressed with more sumac and pine nuts. And that will be the dish. So, but like I said, we're going to do one country a week starting in September. Starting again with Afghanistan. And we're going to be doing sort of a redemption thing. I'm trying to see what I did before, what I can correct from what I did before, what I have learned in these 4 years. If a dish didn't work out, or it's the wrong dish, or it's too simple, or whatever, I may have to change the dish. And everything's going to be posted to YouTube in short form, 4-minute videos with the recipes and information, and kind of like the shrunken down version of what you're seeing here. Then, if, as we are doing right now, we cook on anywhere from 2 to 3 nights a week. If I do a second night, the second night, which would be like a Friday, a Saturday, or Sunday, would be the 50 states. So starting with Alabama and working our way through the alphabet to Wyoming. And then on any given third night, we'll be looking for help from you, the friendly viewers, for suggestions on specific cuisine that of a very, very specific region and a dish that I can try, and we'll be doing that. So, because there are many countries where the cuisine is such that even the smallest countries, where the food from one area is different from the food of a different area, and you just could not ever cover it in a week, much less one night. So that's why I want to like take that and at random focus without the pressure of the alphabet, because oftentimes people come in and say, hey, listen, there's this great dish from Turkey, and I say, hey, I'm doing Turkey again in another 3.5 years. I don't really expect them to be waiting around all that time. So, I mean, at least I can point them to what I've done already. So, that is the name of that tune. So, okay, we are officially at time on this, so we're going to try to flip it now. Wish me luck. I'm going to turn the heat down. Not that down. Okay. And so that's not too bad. That one. See, the thing is, this cast iron skillet does not work that. It's a Palestinian dish. Hey, greetings. Hello, Palestine. We're cooking Musakhan. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is the chicken, the sumac, the chicken and sumac. I am starving in Africa, please. Musakhan, M-U-S-A-K-H-A-N. Musakhan is a sumac chicken in sautéed onions served on a flatbread. I tried to make the flatbread and failed. Musakhan, M-U-S-A-K-H-A-N. A sumac chicken. Sumac is a spice. But anyway, this cast iron skillet does not work too well with the electric stove. Yeah, well, that happens. So I'm trying to keep it away from the middle because the heat is kind of there and things just get burnt when I put them there. So I'm turning the heat down and letting it sit there for another 14 minutes or so. So then we are going to move on to putting this on the pita bread, putting the olive oil over it, and then we're going to be putting the chicken on that, and then that's going to go in the oven for 10 minutes. So that's how that works. Ta-da! So that's how it's going to work. Also, we have a video up on our YouTube channel, like dolma or mansa. Dolma, I did a dolma for something. See, having cooked the food of every country in the world, there's so many places that overlap where a certain dish is very popular here and right next door, and I don't try to do the same thing again when I get to, you know, this country. And unfortunately, these countries are coming at the very end after I've done everything else. So I'm certain I did a dolma for a different country. Looks great, thank you. That is olive oil. It is happens to be the California extra virgin olive oil. There's some discussion among people who know what they're talking about regarding the types of olive oil to use. One that I had read, it said don't use extra virgin. Something interesting, Periscope. Thank you. They had said that olive oil, the extra virgin is only for dressing, salads, and things like that, and non-extra virgin is what you want for things like this. Dish you're doing now isn't very popular. That is funny. That's odd that you would say that, because everything I was reading, it kept coming up as the most unique dish to Palestine. I know things are very different between the West Bank and, well, thank you, or not. There's between Gaza and the West Bank regarding what's there. Being in Gaza, you'd have a lot more fish since they're on the coast. Yeah, this is what I read. I kept reading it, you know. Because I'm looking again for a particular dish that's for this, because I could be making a shawarma and such. You're from the West Bank. Oh, really? That's interesting. I kind of hate it when this happens, but it does happen kind of all the time, that I wind up doing the food of a certain country, and then the people from the country are like, no, you're doing that wrong, or, you know, sometimes it's like, sometimes the usual, hey, my grandmother made it this way, no, my grandmother made it that way. But I'm trying. You're from Bethlehem. Oh, okay. Is that rice? No, these are onions. These are diced onions. Ah, goodness. Well, hello, Bethlehem. Hoping things are well with you. Yes, we're sauteing the onions and doing the sumac. This is going to be going into it with the cardamom and the peppers. The black pepper. And we're going to dress that, and it's going to be pine nuts on the top. Really? Wow. Well, I am sorry that that is the case. Dolma. If I wasn't in the middle of stirring this, I would be, thank you. Well, good. These are lots of onions. This is almost over 2 pounds of onions. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What did I see? It's been so long that I don't know off the top of my head what I did for Jordan and stuff. Lebanon, yes. Well, that'll be a while. Just left Florida. Oh, you did? Wow. Well, yeah, we're in Jupiter, Florida, which is in the northern end of southeast Florida. We're about an hour north of Fort Lauderdale, about 2 hours north of Miami, about half an hour north of West Palm Beach. Oh, you live in Orlando. Yeah, so Orlando is about 2.5 hours north of here. So we can go to Disney and then be back in time for dinner. Orlando! Hey, Orlando! Greetings to the mouse. And so, let's see, we have another few more minutes here on both of these, but I have the oven ready at 350, and I'm going to clear out a space here because we're going to be moving. Burt Reynolds lives. Yes, indeed, Burt Reynolds, very good. Burt Reynolds is kind of grew up here in Jupiter. His dad was the police chief at a town just about 15 minutes down the road. And everything here is named for Burt Reynolds. There's the Burt Reynolds Park and a building, and there used to be a museum that got torn down, and his stuff just went up for sale. But he still does acting workshops around the corner at what used to be the Burt Reynolds Dinner Theater. And but the poor man, he, you know what? What do I know? But the he's had financial issues, which are complicated. Guess they love Burt Reynolds. Yes. Have you seen his house? No. He lived at a farm in the back in his when he was most popular, which would be about 5 miles west of here, and he'd have kids over and a big to do, and everyone loved him in the community and stuff because he gave back to it. And then he moved up the road, and then he's broke. Did he? No, he didn't die. He almost died. You ever start using the word country? Well, indeed. Yes. Did he die? No, he did not die. He was very, very sick. But he's frail, but he's okay. He's making appearances and helping out with stuff. But he had his divorce from Lonnie Anderson from the 80s was about the most bitter divorce in the history of divorces. And it finally got settled just like a year or so ago, and he basically had to declare bankruptcy. Hey, Derek, hey, you made it. We are sautéing onions here for our Musakhan. And, and did you invite them over for a nice meal? Yeah. He's evening, yes, drained him dry. Yeah, sort of, kind of. I mean, I'm not taking sides on that one. But yeah, it was bitter. It was bitter. I went to his museum before the, well, I'm not going to say that. His museum was kind of curious because the pictures were around the museum. The people who were his exes, Sally Field, etc., there's only allowed to have their pictures if it was part of a poster of a movie he was in. Otherwise, there was no pictures, and Lonnie Anderson was only in a picture. Palestinian food, yes, Palestinian food. This is the Musakhan. But the Lonnie Anderson picture is only in a group photo of a lot of people, and with their son. And otherwise, no pictures of her anywhere. And Sally Field also not allowed. But Dinah Shore, lots of pictures of her. He loved her deeply. So there's lots of pictures of Dinah everywhere. But you see all the fan art that people sent him, and his Golden Globe, and his Oscar nomination and stuff, and they're all there. I'm making a Musakhan, which is a Palestinian Sumac Chicken with sautéed onions. Musakama? Musakama? Oh, is that how you pronounce it? That's Khan. I always thought it was Khan. So, but hey, you called it. That's what that. Listen, I'm seeing the spelling as Musakhan. I could very likely be pronouncing it wrong. Like when there was one dish. Okay. No, that's moussaka. That's a different thing. No, moussaka is a different dish entirely. Musakhan. A sumac chicken. It smells awesome. Hey, hello, welcome, hello Palestine. You made malobe. Yes, I tried to do everything. I love it. Oh, good. I try to make everything that I can. So many dishes serve like 20, 30 people, or 12 people, and I just can't make that, which is frustrating at times. You said that like 10 times. Go ahead. And so, but again, like I said, when I started, I couldn't, I could barely boil water. One of my, most notable experiences was literally burning water. Because I was such a moron. I just put water to make pasta. I put it on a pot, Set it to boil and went away. I'm happy to see someone appreciate Palestinian cuisine. Well, I'm trying to. I try to appreciate the culture of everywhere. You're very welcome. You're most welcome. I made the upside down dish on Sunday, and I'm sorry my brain has slipped a cog. Derek liking on Busker. Thank you. But my brain slips a cog when I'm not looking at the stuff in front of me and I'm just, on camera like this. So we have another 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go to get these nice and soft, and then we're going to drain these. And while we're at it, let me check and see the temperature. Palestinians probably have a lot of culture and class. Hope everything works out for you all. Yes, indeed. We want peace and hope for all people. So here we go. We're going to test the temperature on the chicken. And I'm looking for 170 in the thickest part. So let's go there. That way I know it's safe to eat. Maybe I should turn it a little higher. It's climbing. Chicken's looking yummy. Yes. I saw you made... I love that. My mom makes it all the time. Ah, good. Oh, that's what I made on Sunday. The upside down with the eggplant. Yes, it was very well. I did make a mistake when I made it. I used too much oil. Because the eggplant taken out of the fridge was too cold when it came out of the fridge, so it wasn't warm enough to sear properly, and I wound up putting too much oil, and that was my mistake. And that kind of happens. It tasted okay, but it could have been better had I done it before. So I try. We still have a few more degrees to go here on that chicken, people. Not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Music is nice. Yes, I try to have the music of the specific country that I am cooking, although I do have to keep talking over it, so the copyright gods do not go crazy. This is, I'm looking for his name, Ashraf Abulel, and the song is Men Ben El Arad. And again, I apologize for butchering everyone's language. I apologize to all the people of the world. I'm just trying here. Great view on Busker. Oh yes, hey, well, thank you. Busker is another app in case you people on Periscope don't know. But Busker. We're streaming on this side on that, and you're getting my face view on there, including a lens flare from behind me. Wow, I get to see a Western pass. I think we get a Western pass. Well, yeah, one would hope. One would hope. Most people are very nice and kind and wonderful and lovely, and I appreciate them all. Sometimes some people are not quite so great, and things get a little messy. And then some people just want to help for not pronouncing it correctly. Yes, I get it. We're up there, we're at 163 now on the chicken. We're looking for 170 on the temperature. I have the oven at 350, and let me get... Now, here's the thing. This dish, again, the breads would be the specific, was it taboon bread that I tried to make and totally failed earlier. So instead, we have the crunchy pita. The idea is that the bread, you want it to be crispy so that it will hold up against the onions and the oil. Although that's apparently not a requirement, it's a preference thing. So, being as the Middle Eastern market did not even know what I was talking about, I just went with pita. I'm the helper with spelling Musakhan, which is probably totally wrong. Oh dear. Well, we'll have to investigate that further before I write about it on the blog. So here we have the pita. Now, normally, I'm guessing, I'm almost certain, that these would go on the plates, and the plates would go in the oven. But since the way we're eating, I don't want a hot plate, I'm going to attempt being the operative word, to do this and then transfer it to a plate without it totally falling apart. So we've got the flatbreads here, and let me get two more or one more. One is going to be for leftovers, so I really don't see the point of doing it, but hey, just for the pictures. Maybe one, you know, maybe if the two fall apart, I have a backup. As you saw earlier, it's important to have a backup. So, okay, here we are. We are almost there on the chicken temperature-wise. So, while we're almost there with the chicken, we're going to drain the onions over here. And for that, since everything is going to happen over on this end now, let me move the Periscope people over. So prepare for a troop movement. Here we go. Don't get too dizzy. Beep, 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 beep. Engage. Okay. And now over here. Okay, so while we wait for that chicken to get to the right temperature, got the right temperature, we're going to brush these with some olive oil first. Hey, I tried. So I need to take a picture of it too. For the time being, the pictures are, we do pictures on the blog. But once we start again with Afghanistan, yes. Once we start again with Afghanistan, we'll just be doing videos. We'll be doing the short form videos. I won't be taking still pictures anymore. Okay. I need more. Again, I apologize if I don't see comments while I'm looking down. This is going to be mighty oily anyway. Okay. Okay. And the brush. Have you tried poached? No. And brusha. There's gonna be so much oil on this. When it's done, I'm not too worried about it not being covered completely. Because I learned from Sunday's dish, I put up too much oil. And that was not the best. So, okay. Okay, the chicken is officially at the right temperature. So I'm going to take that off the heat, which you can't see. And now we're going to move this out of the way so you can see what happens next. So one moment. Okay, we have our colander and a bowl. And we have, thank you for the like. I can't see your name. A 65 Falcon. So here we go. We have our onions. And we're going to drain them. Not Sunny Scotland, I fall asleep, pick it up tomorrow night. Okay. That's okay, thank you. I always appreciate you coming by, Derek. I really do. You're a very cool dude. And luckily, I'm glad I was able to see that comment before it flew away. Hello!
Here with pine nuts.
Yay! We have our pine nuts having arrived. I didn't have as many as I thought I did, so now I have more. Okay, so now we have our onions. And we have our olive oil reserved, and I need to find me another bowl. One moment while I do that. Sorry if I don't see your comments. Okay. So now the onions, did I take a picture of that? No, I did not. Okay, onions in there. So we're going to take the onions and put them over here. Hello, sweetie.
Hi.
And thinking now what I can eat. Yeah, you can always saute some onions. Okay.
Saute.
Okay, this goes over here. So now into this, we're going to mix in. Booking my flight to Tel Aviv now. Okay. And now we're going to add in the one tablespoon of sumac. Am I right? I'm just making sure. I'm not going to add all of it. And the cardamom and the black pepper. Now the sumac has a lemony taste to it. So we're going to toss this thoroughly, and it's going to change the color of the onions. What are the pine nuts for? The pine nuts are to dress the dish at the end. Pine nuts. Pine nuts.
It looks like pistachio among the pine nuts.
That one thing, it probably is. Pine nuts are for flavor and crunch. Flavor
Texture.
and crunch. Give it texture. This is, again, I apologize if I'm totally destroying the pronunciation. Musakhan. Musakhan. A Palestinian Sumac Chicken. Music around the background makes you dance around a circle. Hey! That nut was good. I just had one of the nuts. Ah. Okay, so here goes. So we got the onions, got the olive oil. We did that, and now did that, and completely coasted. We brushed the bread on. So next. Here we go. I'm so hungry. This is a Musakhan, a Palestinian sumac chicken with sautéed onions. I'm going to look it up, see if you have correct spelling. Yes. Okay, so we're going to go with the onions, which are very hot, on top of the breads. And I should grab this with something that will not burn my hands. Okay. I love Palestinian food. Wonderful! I just wish I could make a shawarma. That's not, sadly not in the cards for me. Because, I can't get a big giant piece of lamb. So many things are like roast lamb and things like this that involve like a whole leg of lamb or a big giant piece of something, and doesn't really work out for me. So sautéed onions here. Now, like I said, I saw there was a number of different ways to make this. The chicken. One could poach the chicken. One could fry the chicken, or could fry the chicken at the end with the onions here. And I'm gonna have to do some heavy lifting here. So one moment. Okay. Okay. Hot, hot. Okay, hold on. Try not to burn my hands here. You know what? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to move the chicken. I'm going to move this over to the chicken, since I can't move the chicken over here. So a piece of chicken going on top. Here. I'll put a wing on there too. And then that's number one. And then we're going to go with number two. Over here we have onions already. We're getting the chicken on here. And that. And then over here. Come back. Chicken and gloves. I'm washing my hands plenty, thank you. And there. So I need to take a picture of you. And now, just to make sure I've got everything, I'm going to put some more of the onions on top. Because I use them up. And let me get that on the last one over here. You don't need to see that one. Okay. And now we're going to dress this with some of the pine nuts. And we got backup pine nuts because I didn't have as many as I thought I did. Okay. Open! Great. They put the sticker right over the seal. Terrific. Terrific! Okay, we're cutting this sucker open. Naturally doesn't want to come open. Okay, here we go. Pine nuts. And I'm going to put pine nuts, spelling acceptance all together. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, there were a few different people who had cooked it as their dish from Palestine, so that was my understanding. And now we're going to top it with some more of the sumac. And I'm going to get that on that last one here too. Ah, Musakhan. Oh, thank you. Oh, now I understand. Yeah, that happened with that last thing. It's like a guttural stop. Musakhan. Nah, yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I had read something about that. So, let me taste a little piece of that chicken before we stick that in the oven real quick. How about you? Eek. Good. Okay, in the oven for 10 minutes at 350. And I'll be able to take questions while we wait. No hot sauce. No hot sauce. Oh. I was supposed to brush the bread with this olive oil. Oopsie doopsie. Oopsie doopsie. So the sumac, what kind of music? This is music from Palestine, and it is, give me one moment and I will tell you, probably the same artist. Is the chicken still on the bone? Yes, the chicken is still on the bone. One can, Le Palestine Sumac. It is, the artist is Ashraf Abulel, and is dabka from Palestine. This is sumac. It's a spice that has from a purple flower, and it has got a sort of a lemony scent to it. Thank you so much. I'm going to take a little bit of a taste of it here. I didn't get much of it. So we'll find out. Ashraf Abulel. Ashraf Abulel. Oh, yes, okay. On the album cover, it's in the separated, but yes, I see. Yes. I do. Dabka, is dabka the instrument he's playing? Yeah. Oh, sniff here. You can hear, smell. You smell. You like? Yes. Good. Enjoy. Here for you too, my friend. Okay. So pine nuts. So that is what is happening. That is the dabka from Palestine, and that is the kind of music that is playing. I always play music from the country, if I all possibly can. It's kind of funny in that the one country, well, it's not surprising, but in doing all this and trying to find the music of every country as I go, I only started doing that, since I started streaming online. Ah, hello, Turkey. I'm going to clean this up because this is messy right now. But the music I could not find was from San Marino. Dabka music is music for dancing similar to American step dance. Ah, that makes sense. It sounds like it feels like one could do a very lively dance to this. Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it. And again, everything is on the blog. The bowl is leaking oil. I don't think the bowl was leaking oil, but there's oil anyway, so we're taking care of it. Do you like? I like. What do I like? I like lots of things. Hey, hello. Didn't see who that was. So we want to be clean. Since we have the time while we're waiting, I see only music. That's interesting. So you're saying you're acoustically oriented or visually oriented? Who started the movie film Flying Down to Rio? Table tennis. Huh? Flying Down to Rio. That was Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, was it? Huh? Do you know?
Was that Flying Down to Rio?
Yes.
Yeah, Astaire and Rogers.
Okay, I got it right. Do you like what? Like I said, I like a lot of things. Okay. Cleaning more while we wait. Correct. So we have film trivia now. Talking old movies, I guess. Not quite appropriate of Palestine, but hey, while we wait, right? I don't understand you. You should do the Kingdom of Jordan. Yes, I did do Jordan. Again, you can find everything at cliffyland.com. Mansaf. Yes, I did do that. I did do that dish. I remember doing that. But go to cliffyland.com. Cliffyland.com. You can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Tumblr, and you can see that what we did for any other country. We have done all 193 United Nations member states. I'm sorry, I have to speak to calm myself down. And to not activate the copyright notice on YouTube. I'm sorry, I'm a manic person. I talk fast when I'm nervous. So we're gonna plate. We're gonna get our plates out. Montauk is good. Yeah, I did it. I think I did it okay. I am looking forward to doing it better. Oh, okay. Someone said I remind them of Ellen, which I think is funny and sweet. Okay, so we are going to plate this as best we can when it comes out in just moments. But again, go to Facebook or just go to cliffyland.com and you can read what I did for every country. Take a screenshot of the dish. I will put it up for you to do that when it is out of the stove, out of the oven rather. And but yes, find us on YouTube. Look for Cliffyland on YouTube. We are late learning English. Ah, good for you. And you're in Turkey, yes? If you are in Turkey, where in Turkey are you? Wishing you well. Everyone is having a peaceful night. Here in Florida, where it is very, very hot and very, very sticky. I ran 10 miles this morning in hot and sticky. It was very hot and sticky. So where are we? I think we might be ready. Are you ready?
Am I ready?
Yes.
Sure.
Because we're about ready. One thing that would be smart would be to put on an oven mitt when I go take that out of the stove so I do not burn my hands. I must be speaking old time. Well, yay for trying. I speak English and Spanish and a little bit of French. Wash your hands. I do all the time, thank you. And yeah. And here is our chicken, which we're going to try to transfer over onto the plates. And without destroying it completely. Because like I said, I think normally this the plate is what goes in the oven. Very wise. to do Cliff a pothole? Yes, I burned my hands many, many times. So I'm hoping that this will keep it from completely falling apart. I'm sorry I can't look up for this part. If I miss what you're saying. Come on. I know Spanish a little look like English. There's some commonalities, but not that much between English and Spanish. Spanish is my first language, actually. That one did not stay together too well. Try to put the broken pieces back in. That was the one I tasted from. So I'm not taking a picture of that one. There. Yay! It worked! Okay, let me get this out of the way. Sorry I bumped you there. Ack. Okay, and that's still in the oven. Okay, let me get the other one out of the oven so it doesn't just sit there all night. And then we wonder what's that burning smell. So there's the third one in case you're wondering. Musakhan. A chicken, sumac chicken with sautéed onions from Palestine. You can find out all about it at our website, which I'll plug again in a bit. Musakhan. I know, Musakhan. So here we go. Number one. I'm a Turk. Yes, we did do Turkey, and we did do Greece and Bulgaria and Turkey. You can find out about it all on our website at cliffyland.com. There is the Musakhan. That's number one. And here for you. Very nice. Number two. There. Hello. Greetings. We're finishing up here. I'm going to take a picture for the blog, and we'll plug the blog again one last time. Okay. So there we go. So that is Palestine Night 2. Again, the Musakhan right there, which is the chicken on the sautéed onions on the flatbread. And that does it for Palestine. Be sure to check out the blog tomorrow at cliffyland.com, where you'll find pictures, links to the original recipes, information about the countries, and you can catch up on all the countries that you missed, including Turkey. So go read about what I did for Turkey and every other country at cliffyland.com. You can find us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Instagram, like, follow, etc., etc. Thank you very much. You have a good night and happy eating.